I'm John Batchelor. Bill Roggio and Tom Joscelyn are here from the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy. They keep the Long War Journal. We started with Al-Qaeda, and we go now to Afghanistan because the original enemies, 2001, were Taliban and Al-Qaeda. It's not changed. The startup, the aspirational Daesh, is not as very carefully networked as Taliban is in its part of the world, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Al-Qaeda throughout the whole of the Ummah. Al-Qaeda is a very dangerous, very well-to-do, very ambitious organization. The Islamic State is good for headlines and a thrill, but Al-Qaeda has the punch. Same for the Taliban. Bill, you have two stories up that are indicative of where Afghanistan is heading. First, a complex attack, Taliban suicide squad attacking Kandahar Airport. Is Kandahar Airport secure, Bill?
Oh, obviously not. They penetrated security. So there's two parts of the Kandahar Airport. There's the civilian side. That's where international flights will come in, mainly from India and some other countries. And that houses government officials and military officials and whatnot, and their families. And then there's the military side, and that's where coalition forces operate from. Coalition, or mainly U.S. aircraft operate from there. And there's, I believe, around 2,000 American troops as well as contractors and others. And the Taliban, they hit the civilian side and fought for well over a day. About 10 fighters infiltrated. Still unclear how they got through. Some are saying they went through the gate and dressed in military uniforms. When you see the pictures of them, they're in brand new uniforms with new rifles, and they look like an assault team. And they shot it up and killed about 50 people before. It appears that 10 of them were killed. 10 of the attackers were killed, and one may have been wounded and captured. It's a big win for the Taliban. They get to, show that they've penetrated yet another high security installation, or supposed high security installation, and they're telling everyone that they're going to continue attacks against the Afghan government and the military and targets that they deem to be necessary. This is all part of their strategy. They laid their strategy out in what they called their Azam offensive earlier in the spring, and one of the things they said they would hit is the puppets, quote-unquote puppets, which are the Afghan government. They're going to hit them. They're going to hit the government. They're going to hit the military installations. They're going to go after the coalition. And when they conduct attacks like this, they can always point back and say, see, we did it.
They were dressed in the uniform of the Afghan army, and this was a murder raid. Did they wear vests, Bill?
I believe that some were wearing suicide vests. It's unclear if any conducted suicide attacks. Oddly enough, we didn't get a ton of details that came. The story kind of came and went quite quickly, and so. But yeah, their intent was to penetrate security at the base, right, kill as many people, hold the ground for us. They were not coming out alive.
And make sure that everybody understands there is no place that is secure.
Exactly. And these raids like this, they're designed to show how committed the Taliban is and how weak the Afghan government is.
Now we go to another story you have up. This is 2 districts in southern Afghanistan being overrun. Bill and Tom and their colleagues are keeping a map of Afghanistan as it disappears under Taliban control. Are these districts near Kandahar?
This is in the neighboring province of Helmand. Yes, it's right. It's just to the west. The district that fell to the Taliban last week is called Kandahar or Roggio district. It's a remote district in the south that borders Afghanistan or Pakistan. About a year plus ago, Taliban police officials were saying, Afghan police officials were saying that the Taliban were running training camps in the district. Well, the Taliban overran the district center last week. And in Kandahar, I believe we have 4 or 5 districts that we believe are under Taliban control. And out of the 13 districts, another 6 are thought to be Taliban influenced, or they're contested districts. So only 2 or 3 are. And
the Afghan army has no response to this. Is that right, Bill?
That's right. I mean, they are battling in some districts, and mainly there's another district, and this is just reported in the New York Times actually late last week, early over the weekend, that another district where Marja is, it's called That district is the Afghan government's just holding out in the district center, and the Taliban controls the rest of it. So we're getting these drips and drabs of information. That's what we're using to build the map. We believe that far more of Afghanistan is under Taliban control or contested.
I urge you to go to the site, the Long War Journal site, and you can see the map of Afghanistan as the country disappears in leapfrogs to the Taliban again. Tom, I want to come back to you about that report about the former detainee at Guantanamo, now a leader in the AQAP. How many are there, Tom? And is this the most senior Kusi? Is he ever to have been held at Guantanamo and now be in command?
Well, a number of former detainees have gone on to hold command positions. If you look overall at the latest statistics offered by the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper's office, they say that 196 confirmed or suspected, 196 former detainees are confirmed or suspected of being recidivists out of the 653 that were transferred. More than 100 of them are still at large overall. So you have a recidivism rate of about 30%, but that's even a little bit misleading because there are a number of former detainees that the U.S. doesn't track and doesn't really know what they're doing. But in any event, some of them have gone on to hold command positions. So Kosi is now probably one of the most senior, if not the most senior guy in Al-Qaeda. But another guy known as Mullah Zakir...
We have 15 seconds, Tom.
Another guy known as Mullah Zakir was for a time the senior Taliban military commander, and he was personally responsible for killing 12 U.S. Marines or more, actually.
The point is that Al-Qaeda is dangerous and powerful and extremely aggressive. Islamic State gets the headlines momentarily, but Al-Qaeda is the monster. Tom, Joscelyn, Bill Roggio, I'm John Batchelor.